Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Man, I'll tell you what. Just sitting back here, chilling, working on the power play a little bit, seeing just how many episodes we got going on. And not too shabby, and they starting to mix well with each other. So I got to see how this all comes together on J360 TV. I know I still got a little bit of this and that here. Somebody talking about wish they were 20 again. See, that's just selfish as hell, man. That's terrible sauce. What time is it? Oh, shoot, it's that time again. All right, well, let's get into it because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello. Hey, what's going on, J360 Legion? How are you all doing tonight? This is J-Man, of course, leader of J360 Productions, and all-around kick-ass dude. Well, you know, a legend upon legends. But hey, it's good to be here back on the J-Man Show, the flagship of J360 Radio. And I'm telling you what, man, I'm just sitting over here working on a few projects. I know, like, I have so many things that I want to do for J360 TV, so I'm working on tackling the pre-production phase right now. And it is, well, you know, it's all about getting back into it and doing what I always love to do, and just constructing and putting shows together is very nice, in addition to getting them made into, you know, products. And I like how this is all stretching out. Like, I'm really, really going for it. Like, nowadays, I ain't worried about cancel culture, I ain't worried about woke culture, I ain't worried about who the hell I'm going to piss off next week, or how I am in any of these communities, because I don't give a damn. I'm ready to get it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for nature to take its course, and I'm ready for things to just be amazing. And as it should be. This is the time. This is the time to go ahead and take action and go for these things. And then, like I said before on a mini-bite show, like, rising up to the challenge of the rivals, like, you know, building the tribe, coming together, showing mainstream media what they're doing wrong. And then at the same time, we're becoming titans of the industry. And, you know, it's going to be a gamble. And it's going to be one of those things where it's like, how much do you want it? You know? And chances are you're going to see, like, things break away from you. You're going to see, like, friends that you thought you had go away. You're going to see, like, people in your family try to tell you that you're not good enough. But at the same time, if you really focus and knuckle down on making your content and you stay on that content and you just keep pushing, people will understand it. You know? It's like starting fresh again, but you have to want to do it. And you see, like, the world building and all this stuff that I'm doing right now, I said I was going for it all, and I meant it, damn it, to the T. Even when I'm tired and even when I don't feel like it. You know? Because that really proves it. It proves, like, what you want to do for your craft. But, you know, the starving artist thinks, shoot, I ain't starving. Is there a reason why I work at day jobs and stuff while I go ahead and do this stuff? Hell yeah. You know? Now, I didn't say do all that crazy stuff. Like, go on ahead and get you a little part-time job or get you a little, freelancing gig and all. Just one way or another to help you along the way. You got to do what it takes to survive. But you see, a lot of great rock stars have actually passed on this past couple of days. The Reaper is back. Of course, he never went away. He's always been there. And he comes in many, many forms. Now I think he goes by the name of Delta, because allegedly we got to start wearing masks indoors and crap. Oh boy. Well, once again, what do you expect? The effery, the big effery has not happened yet, but it's there. It's coming. Much like the MCU, it comes in any form during the movies or now TV shows and stuff. There's a bigger, greater scale amount of BS coming our way. Now, the whole point is whether we ride it or not. Yeah, little things like that. But for right now, even when the CDC reversed the mask order, it was still pretty damn confusing. I'm not going to lie about that. And now, it's just a whole lot of cluster because people are complaining. And, well, they've been complaining for a long time. And we were there. We were so close, but yet so far. And it's because people don't want to get the shots. People don't want to go and get vaccinated. People sit there and talk about, God will take care of us. God is teaching us a lesson right now, damn it. Did you ever think about that? What with all the stuff that goes on in the earth, and what with all the many, many ways that humanity keeps getting its ass kicked left and right by different things, you don't take the time to learn to see that, hey, maybe the sacred deity is tired of our BS and decides to say, I'm going to smite you left and right and see if you learn the lesson? I don't think so. And that'd be if you were Bible thumping and everything. See, I'm not Bible thumping, but I'm just like, yeah. Right now, I think we need to go ahead and take a little bit of responsibility in the human experience of things, in addition to like our religious values and beliefs, and really try to become better people, because God knows we are at the tail end of it. We're not even at see, in terms of Mario Kart, usually the last place is like either 8th or 10th. Man, shoot, we back at 20. All the Ghost Riders are in front of us now. I mean, like, you think about it, the time trial ghosts, I wonder, does do the Boos race? I think they probably do now, because, I haven't played in the Mario Kart series since Mario Kart 64. I know, it's a little late, but, I kind of stayed away from Nintendo for a little while. They would have gotten away with the power play, damn it. Though nowadays, they seem to be kind of lenient on a few things, and then I'm going to go ahead and dip my toe in that water sometime, but not right now. That's why, you haven't really seen too many Nintendo properties on the Power Play, except for that time in 2015. And then even then, it was a little iffy about that, because I didn't like the guy who was hosting at the time. For real, I didn't. He was idiot. But, you see, when I took it back and I started hosting again, things got better. And I'm not trying to be selfish and say, I'm a better host. I'm just saying that I knew what the hell I was doing in contrast to him. However, another thing about that is I've noticed that as we do sit in the world of complaining, it's like, hey, we're rebuilding, right? Aren't we able to go back out and go for jobs and try to rebuild what we have? I said this on an episode way, way back when, that I face infinite uncertainty every day. And I made my peace with it. So I have to keep facing it no matter what I do. Even for right now, and even for when I'm in CA, or even when I'm in Canada for a little while, or Japan, wherever it is. But if I follow this path here, I got to know how uncertainty goes, and then just make my peace with it and just carry on. A lot of people are still trying to find ways around that, I guess. But you just have to really focus on these things. Some things you got to make peace with, That way so you can be a better person, so that way you can have growth. I've seen more whining and more entitlements than anything. I've seen people, I need to get better. Well, I say that all the time, and I know I do, but I fight to get that, not whine to get it. Some people sit there nowadays instead of enjoying their life, but they're able to go to the beach. They're able to go to, Disneyland all the time and all that kind of stuff, but they still find something to complain about. Whereas somebody like me, I got to go to Office Land, where the cubicle ride is always there for me, and I sit there and I ride in my swivel chair a little bit. But you see, I have to also be able to type things into spreadsheets and, do a couple of data entries. And then at the same time, I go ahead and I, play with one of the paper clips so I can put them in different shapes and stuff like that as a way to entertain myself. And let me just tell you this. Kill me. No, I'm messing around. But the point is that it ain't too far from the truth, though. Like, but I have my PSP and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is like, because I want to rebuild, I know, like, that stuff's coming for me. But Homeboy got work to do in addition to J360 Productions work, which grows and the money comes in. And then it's like, keep building upon it, keep looking at the clientele, keep looking at all that kind of stuff. Staying focused. The upward momentum is there, and I'm reaching, and I'm going for it. Whereas, like, some people will sit there and complain all the time, and they'll go this far. And I hate this number one complaint. I really do. Like, and hate is such a strong word, and I try not to use it that often. But I can't stand when people say, I wish I was 20 again. Really? It's like this. Much like me, you've had your time. Okay? Whether you're... If you're in your 30s, and you're... like, I'm 34, okay? And I'll be 35 by the end of the year. But the thing is this. I actually like being in my 30s. See, my 20s were alright. But they weren't the end-all, be-all. If they were, I probably wouldn't be here doing this show right now. Because I've already went as far as I could go and, well, burning out my fuels and just letting the Reaper take its toll. You got people out here that never even make it to 10. You got people out here that never make it to certain ages, and you complain about, like, how 30 is. I know 30 has given us a lot and taken a lot away, flexibility and all that kind of stuff, but you could get that back if you work out and you take care of yourself. But even then, it's still a reach, right? It's still a hike, but you're gonna have to go for it if it was that damn important to you. You see, the thing is, you're not going to be able to reverse the age cycle. We're all here for a limited amount of time. It's all about, like, what we do about it, but we waste a lot of time, bitching and moaning about certain things we have no control over, and you have no control over the aging process. You should just be living the best life you can, or going for that goal that you always wanted and stuff like that, I think back on my time in the 20s. I mean, I had to take care of my dad a lot in my damn 20s. Let me think about that for a minute. In addition to finding times to do things, I had to really take care of him. Now that he's a lot better off and stuff like that, I was able to do a lot more things, but I was in my 30s when I had to do it. You see what I'm saying? Whereas it was interesting and it was a ride, and I still was able to do J360 Productions. I'm not going to knock that. But you got to figure this. I still had to show care and concern for somebody else too, to make their lives a little easier. That's the thing. You see, and then there's some people, I mean, maybe you had a good time in your 20s. Maybe you had all that crazy stuff. But see, that's where the beauty of variety comes in. Everybody's life is different. All walks of life. You get my statement? It's like, even then, like, maybe my life was different and is different than yours. That's the way that goes. But at least it gives me a lot of stories to tell you. And then not only that, it's like, I couldn't have done that in my 20s, but damn, I can do it in my 30s. I can do it in my 40s. I can do it in my 50s. Some of y'all are worried about the way you look. Some of y'all are worried about, like, all these just extra BS sometimes. And then, like, how your body changes. Well, much like the earth, we change all the time. We're in a state of growth one way or another. I mean, like, we either grow upwards or we, devolve down. And quite a lot of us have been devolving down for quite some time. Because we worried about my entitlements. My entitlements! My narrative! Oh, I could have been there. I could have been that. You still could be this or that, but you threw it off to the wayside. Till you started thinking about it. Till you started having, like, those life crises, which people love to bring up all the time. Have you noticed, like, other people love to bring up, like, their 99 problems and crap? Have you noticed that? Like, if you talk about stuff in a more decent way, I wonder how the conversations would be, because I mean, like, you hardly ever hear about it. It's usually something going wrong, or it's usually something that body wants to throw their ideologue around and all that kind of stuff. Whereas, like, I have a lot of friends in the podcast game and the filmmaking game, and they have their biases, they have their ideologues, and so do I. But I know this much, like, you know, how you live your life, you're never going to please everybody. See, me, myself, and stuff, I'm not going to please anybody with the choices I've made, which is why I made that episode, I'm happy to disappoint. Because I'm doing it for me. See, at that point, there's a reason where you got to go solo from the tribe sometime. Now, you're still leader and all, but you see, like, when you go about doing your things and stuff, I'm not going to be the same, like, say, anybody else in the Jam fam entirely. And I'm not going to be the same like anybody else regarding J360 Legion or regarding, like, you know, any sort of team I join up with, because I'm always me. But I hope that I learn something from the other people where it actually helps out my growth. But if it keeps me stagnant, I have to cut loose. You know? That's just the way that goes. And I mean, it's something to remember and it's something to understand. And it's just like, you know, it's just weird to me how people do that stuff nowadays. Like, even if you were able to go back in time and even if you were able to do those things, it would still be you, your variation inside of a younger form of you. That wouldn't be right, because guess what? Whatever that form of you were that you done took over, now that person's never ever gonna grow because your selfish ass went back there and decided to take it over with. And yeah, I'm using more or less like Trancers references. If you ever seen that film series, great film series, by the way, shout out to Full Moon Productions. But it's just like, you know, at the same time you wonder about like who that person was supposed to be, because that person is you in a way, but it's supposed to be you still growing at some point. And who's to say that you can't do all the things that you love to do or become a better person in your 30s or 40s anyway? Nobody's thinking about that stuff unless it's one of those celebrities out there and they make like a big statement like, oh yeah, Will Smith's in his 50s. Oh my god, all these people are in their 50s and they still look great. What, they were supposed to look like ass then or something? You know, I would hope that Will Smith was in good health. I would hope that Idris Elba, you know, is actually in good health. I would hope that Denzel is in good health. You know, like, why not? Why not be in the best health you can be and live your best life? I mean, you know, but you want to talk about all the horror stories. You want to talk about things like where, oh, people ain't going to love you as much anymore because you're not in your 20s. You know, 20s is the magical age. Oh, you know, oh, you're 25, you're old. Who the hell keeps making these rules, man? I wish there was a way I could find out who makes these rules and really give them one hell of a punch. I'm just saying. To the point where even the mascot from Hawaiian Punch would be like, damn! You know what I'm saying? That stuff is ridiculous. It gets to a point sometime where it's like, you know, I'm 34. I'll be 35. I hit about middle age at some point. I don't give a damn. You know? Oh, or like the whole thing with social media or like TikTok or all these other things. Like, they gotta have a label for people like me. First it was Gen Y, then it became Millennial, then it became Elder Millennial, then it became like all these other stupid labels, which, by the way, you know, I hate labels even though I use them, because guess what? You all use them, don't you? You all have to have, other than, like, you know, that you're a bunch of giant a-holes and you created this crap and never made it, like, where we're supposed to be approachable to people, we're supposed to be accepting people for, you know, making things diverse and crap, but no, we don't do that stuff. We still find a way. We found new ways to judge people based on, you know, labels and stuff. And don't act like I'm not wrong about this. You know I'm telling the truth. You know that this stuff is real. Because that's how our social climate is. Sometimes we gotta look at malformed things. Like, take a look at reality TV, right? You know why we look at the more screwed up things? You know why we look at stuff like Hoarders and, you know, My 600-Pound Life? Because it makes you feel better about your 200-pound life, don't it? And make you feel better about, allegedly, you know, that clean basement you have, which at the same time, it might not be all that clean. Matter of fact, we just had a couple of rainy nights around here. Might be a couple of water bugs squirming around down there. You never know. Your man cave might be washed out, considering how sea level has risen. You don't really know, but you feel 100% better because you saw somebody else getting broadcast worse, didn't you? That's how screwed up the world is. But no. Don't worry about that, though. We'll put that on the list. You still got to whine about how you wish you were 20. See, are we in the Logan's Run future or something like that? Because if we did, hey, shout-outs to me and everybody else who are about to reach their mid-30s and all that stuff. Because guess what? We won. The Sandman ain't anything. We beat Carousel. Congratulations. It's like, after a while, it's just like, get the hell over it. And what won't you complain about? You know, John or Joan Q Public or Karen Q Public or whatever it is nowadays, because Lord knows, heaven forbid it be a male in charge about things, you know, and I hate to go ahead and go after that woke culture stuff, but why the hell not? That stuff's getting ridiculous. Actually, it's been damn ridiculous for a while. Matter of fact, in words of my good friend and VP Mondo, it's effing stupid! That's right. I wish I had a clip of him saying that right now, because I would love to use it. But, you know, sometimes this stuff, like the straw man arguments and all these things that go down sometimes, it gets to that point where you just got to call it as it is. It is ridiculous now. Because, like, they done wrote themselves in a corner. Have you seen, like, all the stuff that comes out now? And you see, like, a lot of the commentators on YouTube. You see, like, some of the commentators on, like, podcasts like mine that will go ahead and speak out about why this is really not helping anything. Like, how we are pretty much just falling back in there. And, like, you got men out here apologizing for being men now. Why? You expect me to do the same thing? I remember I was talking to this one entitled female. And no, not on that level. Nah, I'm pretty content where I'm at. And she had to, like, I was supposed to respect her just because she was a woman. I was like, lady, how you carry yourself matters. I am not giving you any amount of respect. Up yours. And she could not handle it. You're not going to force anything like, you're not going to force water out of me about it. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, you're right, I'm a disgusting man. I should go ahead and apologize. I'm not apologizing for being me. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to fit in with anybody. I stand out. I lead by example. I run my own production company. And not only that, I lead the pack. And you see, the thing is that I don't give myself a label like that, but I also know I will utilize my title, leader of J360 Productions. You know, and then, like, Space Force gave me one called Master of Waves, and technically I am. See, the thing is, like anything else, that poor lady fell apart when she realized she couldn't get what she wanted out of me. And the same thing goes for, like, people like my old manager back at my old job. He fell apart when I wasn't kissing his ass. And I was like, I'm not kissing your ass, dude. You're not teaching me a damn thing. You're not telling me, like, anything. And not only that, the guy you got under you that's supposed to be my supervisor, he ain't anything either. Matter of fact, he's a sycophant to you. Yeah, a regular old barnacle. And it's just disgusting the way these guys were, too, man. But you know what? I don't work there anymore, and my ultimate revenge is when I left out of that day, and I gave the place a finger, and I ended up getting a better job in addition to pushing J360 to newer heights. And still doing a lot of event videography, too. You know? So, you know, that's the ultimate revenge right there. And then, like, any of that other stuff, like when people talk about how old you are, I mean, if you're out there on a jet ski and you're having a good time and you're like 41, whereas there's somebody out there that's like 20 and they are working at a back-busting job. Or no, even better, if they're like not doing a damn thing, who's really living the best life? Think about it. Sometimes the hours and all the things that we put in and all the sacrifices that we make throughout certain parts of our life can really benefit and lead to bigger and better things if we allow ourselves to. That's why they're building blocks. And you can't just sit there and say, I wish I was that. You could have been this or that, but you didn't go for it. Or you listened to somebody else, or you got imposter syndrome that week. You got to start asking yourself, what do you want and why do you want it? See, I want to be a broadcaster. I want to be a filmmaker. And then podcasting is right there too, and I love it. Because it's everything I want it to be. And then I step my level up. And then you see the thing is, started with the J-Man show, then the Cyclone, but I wasn't on the Cyclone that much. And then you see the mini bites came along, and then as the mini bites came along, there was J360 Radio Live, which later got rebranded into the Hangout Show. But the Hangout Show didn't come into fruition later until J360 Jams came along. And when J360 Jams came along, you know, the rest is history, because everything got more uniformed at that point. And then, of course, you know, there's the Power Play series on J360 TV, in addition to the short films that I've made. And then some of those short films, like the documentary, will become a series after a while, in addition to the one movie that I wanted to make at one time, but I'm going to make that into a show, because the variation in that type of show, you don't really see that anymore. But it's time to bring it back. And you see, I'm going to do all those as much as I can in this lifetime that I have. And I don't have time to worry about how friggin' old I am, because I'm going to be entertaining no matter what age I am. Because it's in me to be that way. And I chose it. Now, it's going to take some time and it's going to take some work. But damn, at least I'm getting most of it out of the way right now. And everything is is all going to come to fruition. And it'll all pay off in the end. And I'm just excited to see where things turn out. Remember, wasn't that the whole thing? I like where my life is now. I think it's gonna stay this way at 28. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hope that your life grows better. Hope that things become more enriching. Hope that things like you're able to do all that stuff. Like, I want to do the grand tour soon enough. And that's when I'm in my car and you see that J360 logo right there, and I'm just driving around to every single outlet I got where people in the Jam Fam are, and we're going to do something. That's the important thing. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, speaking of which, there's somebody in the chat room. Hey, what's up, Warlock? How you been, man? Giving you some shout-outs there. And to anybody else who's listening, yeah, you know, shout outs to all that are listening out there who pop up in the chat. Yeah, don't worry, I pay attention to y'all. I mean, it's the truth. It's just like, it's growth, man. I mean, stop whining. Like, just go for these things. And just understand that there are costs in doing it, though. I think me and Marco, Washed Ink actually said this in our Hangouts episode, which, if you didn't see that or any of the Hangouts episodes, shame on you. Go see that sometime. It's an uncut show. You ain't got to worry about too much, things like that. But, when me and Marco were talking, we even said it, that nothing is free in this world. Nothing's free. You got to make it manageable. You got to find a way to make this stuff work out. I mean, like, take it from me. Like, I drive a Hyundai now, right? But I always wanted a Bentley. Is Whining about it going to get the Bentley here? Or actually, no, it wasn't even entirely a Bentley. That's something that came today. Yeah, let's just be honest. That came to me today. I always wanted a Rolls Royce. Most J-Man fans know that J-Man riding a Rolls Royce. Yeah, that's a statement right there. And that's going to happen too. But the only time I would ever use the rolls is like if I really, really wanted to show off. But you see, once again, I had that ability to do so. And I know, I speak on this show a lot about checking your ego. But yeah, I have no problems driving a Hyundai right now, though. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to make the point about. Like, I'm okay, but I want more. I'm okay, but I know things are going to get better if I really go for it. And I lay the framework and I lay the foundation. And then I keep the tribe growing. And then I keep pushing forward on a few things. And, dealing with a particular female and things like that. You know what I mean? It's just all about those kind of things. It's just, how far are you willing to go for it? Like, people worry about too much and then they complain about so many things. It's just terrible. But like I said, that's other people, though. I mean, I hope that I inspire a lot of you to take action. I hope I inspire a lot of you, to really just go for being on jams. And here's the thing about jams, okay? I don't care if you performed with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. You're on jams, okay? And the truth is as you're on jams, come correct with how you represent yourself, okay? The songs that I get from you, that's part of your package. That is you in a playlist right there. Make yourself look good. Go by your label. I had somebody talking about like how they were labeled on Jams 28, and I was like, "Are you friggin' serious?" I said, "Hold up. Did you even give me a thank you for playing your tracks?" Oh, I really drilled into this person. Because I don't have time for egos. I don't have the patience for my own ego, let alone somebody else's. When you come to me, come correct, all right? Really appreciate what you do and showcase that art, and I'll be behind you every step of the way. We're going to make this happen. But at the same time, though, that is your responsibility on how your track is labeled. That is your responsibility on how you produced it. And don't be too hard on yourself. And I know, but this is tough love right here. All right? I believed in you enough to invite you to this show. And as I go ahead and I announce it to everybody, I have to let the world know, because apparently when you go away for a week, that's like a year in social media time or something like that. I came back, everybody was talking about everybody else's radio show, and you know episode 28 was the start of the new season. Jams is back for a new season. Aight? It was coming back anyway. And not only that, I gave you a month to celebrate Jams. It was called Jamiversary. There's a reason why we had 26 and 27 back to back. Alright? Yes, I know, it was frantic as hell, but it was totally planned. Because a lot of people ask me, hey Jay, how come Jams isn't weekly? And now you know. But you see, as we get right back in the swing of things and all that, it's not about entitlements. It's just, once again, I don't care for people's egos, and I will happily crush the stuff because you done gone too far. Partnerships and all that kind of stuff, and business relationships, it's all about growth and it's all about trust. And the truth is, I trust you enough to be on the show. You got to trust me enough to go ahead and present it. And that's how it all goes around. It comes full circle. Another reason why it's J360. Do you understand? That's how we work together. And what with Jams and all, I love how Jams has grown. I like how Jams is, you know, at the forefront in addition to the J-Man show. And then, like, you know, the Hangout series, it helps you to get to know everybody in the Jams. In addition to, actually, not even just Jams, but all over in this whole indie media forefront. And not only that, I'm looking for those, not that have a big following and all that kind of stuff, but I'm looking for those who probably have like 5 people that like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for those who, much like I see myself in sometimes. Because I started from nothing. Momentum is up and everything, but, you know, I want to help them. And then, like, at the end of the day, I got to remember to tell you to temper your temper a little bit. Stay focused and knuckle down and work on your craft. And if you don't feel ready yet, fine. There's going to be a spot for you. That opportunity is there. But follow up on it. There's a reason why I do what I do. You know? And you see, episode 29 is coming next Friday. Don't be too frantic about being on that episode right now. But don't get lazy either. But don't be too frantic. The deadline doesn't happen until next Wednesday. I extended it last time because, you know, we were all getting back in the swing of things. But, like I said before, all this is you, and this is open to anybody. Just don't be a dick, man. And don't try to redirect me to your label. I know who you are. You know who I am. Don't ever act like you don't know who I am, because I played your tracks. Oh yeah, I just sat in a booth for about 3 to 4 hours of my life on Friday night playing your music. That's all it was. You know? No. I'm being sarcastic. It's a lot bigger than that. And there's no place I'd rather be than playing awesome music and being a great charismatic host like I am right now. But at the same time, show a little respect. And not just for me, but for yourself. When your ego comes out like that and you start like, I have to redirect you, some context is necessary. As soon as you see that friggin' J360 Jams logo, that's all that I need to show. For real. And it pops up every other week. So don't be running around here acting like you don't know me. If you were on a Jams episode, for one thing, work on getting that memory right, because here's the thing. I don't care if you smoking weed. I don't care what the hell you doing. But at least understand what show you're on. If you don't know what show you're on, you know how sad that makes you look as a performer? This is why like certain labels and certain agents and all take advantage of artists. Because they know that. I'm not going that route. I need you to understand and be a business professional as soon as I show up and be like, hey, do you want to be on episode blah, blah, blah of J360 Jams? Do you understand that? And, oh, by the way, there's a special place in hell for those who submit one track and then submit a remix version of the same track. That doesn't count for a 2-track submission. Sorry, but no. Okay? Get your second single made. Do what you gotta do. Produce a song. I don't care entirely how you go about producing it, but get your second song. It's really good for you. Trust me, like, it's not going to hurt you that much. And I know sometimes we're all living on that little, those kind of means are meager right now, is what I'm trying to say, but you can find a way. Trust me. If I could find a way to do the J-Man show during a time when I was unemployed, you can find a way to make music. Think about it. It's all about how creative and cunning you are. But the number one thing about it is, just don't whine. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. The only wine that you should have is the wine that you drink if you do. And even then, it's like, just really, really go for this stuff. And let me ask you, do you like making music? Let me ask somebody else. Do you like making movies? Let me ask somebody else. Do you like writing? Do you like comics? Do you like cosplaying? Do you like designing? Do you like being in media? And if you say yes to any of that stuff, then why the hell are you letting all this kind of pretentious BS stop you? I'm not doing it. Do you understand? I don't care if certain content creators that I was friends with, I'm not friends with anymore. Well, hell, they were just sitting there on a bench anyway. They weren't getting anything done. They were posers. Whereas me, myself, getting it done. And the best way to go about showing it is the fact that I have new episodes coming, whereas they have like, we don't know what we do. We can play it. We about to leave the game, all this stuff. Whatever. Podcasting's dead, right? Everything is dead because that ass clown said it is. No, it's not. You gave up. You pussed out. Let's go ahead and say that. You pussed out. And you really shouldn't be doing that. That's not the way to go. J-Man doesn't do that. J-Man might not win every competition he's in, but J-Man doesn't give up. Do you understand? I strike harder, and you can't beat me because I don't give up. That's the way that goes. Matter of fact, that's why I'm pretty damn scary sometimes. And you gotta have that same killer instinct if you really want to make this stuff count. You know? I eat, sleep, and breathe the biz. And maybe you all should do the same. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you. But, hey, that's all I got for right now for 213. And as said it before, just stop whining. But hey, the power play will be coming by tomorrow at 10. I got a few episodes here that need to go ahead and get locked in. I'm working on the new canon for all this stuff right now. There will be a power play showdown series episode happening on Saturday at 10 p.m. And of course, you know, there is a Hangouts episode happening with my good friend Ether Drive on it on Friday at 10 p.m. And it's just going to be an awesome time, you know? And hey, like I say, stay tuned, okay? This is J-Man signing off. Laters.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.